इतिहास और गौरवशाली वर्तमान लिए इस शहर का भविष्य उज्जवल है, सो अटल है।
For decades, soybean meal is perceived to be one of the most consistent feed ingredients, having best quality of protein of vegetable origin available to the feed manufacturers. Soybean meal has been extensively included in swine, poultry, and aquadiets, mainly contributing towards their nutritional value. However, high variations do exist in terms of nutrient concentrations and quality between sample and source of soybean meal due to agricultural varieties, growing conditions, storage conditions, length, and processing methods. Good quality consistent soybean meal production is an output not only of technology-driven production process but also stringent adoption of quality control measures, avoidance of adulterating factors, and intention of cleaning seeds prior to processing. The consistency of soybean meal provides the feed manufacturer an advantage in being able to formulate feeds to meet rigid specifications. Natural anti-nutritional factors are found in all oilseed proteins. Soybeans contain trypsin inhibitors, hemagglutins, saponins, phytoestrogens, and compounds that complexes minerals. The heat moisture time conditions of processing usually minimizes concern for these use-limiting factors. Proper processing of soybeans require precise control of moisture content, temperature, and processing time. Adequate moisture during processing facilitates destruction of anti-nutritional factors in soybeans. Both over and under toasting of soybean meal can result in a meal of low nutritional quality. Underheating produces incomplete inactivation of the anti-nutritional factors, and over-toasting can reduce the amino acid availabilities. Quality differences between producers, suppliers for these products can be substantial, especially for high-protein soybean meal. With this core philosophy and maximum value to customers, Kriti embarked upon its journey in 1994 to produce a product which would be world-class and could be clearly differentiated. To manufacture soy oil and Hypro soybean meal commensurate with world-class standards, Kriti perfectly blends its personnel expertise with cutting-edge technology. The state-of-the-art soya plant located at Devas in central India houses an ultra-modern setup of machines which includes solvent extraction plant, vegetable oil refinery, lecithin plant, super Hypro soybean meal crushing plant, and others. As a result of its high-tech processing techniques with special emphasis on hygiene, the plant has been accredited with ISO 9001-2008, ISO 22000 for food safety management, Cert ID for non-GMO traceability. It has resulted in a high level of customer satisfaction, which is a driving force behind the company's growth. We've been pioneers in successfully introducing Super Hypro SBM, soya grits, and other high-protein products. At the outset of production, Kriti's personnel are deployed at the seed procurement site to lay special emphasis on seed selection based on physical parameters. The seeds are then transported back from the regulated marketplace to the factory premise for final checking for chemical parameters. Soybean seed contains average 19% oil and about 38% edible protein. Being an agriculture product, the beans received at the factory contain leaves, twigs, stones, dust, mud, and other impurities to an extent of 2 to 4%. Cleaning of seed is essential to maintain the quality of final meal in terms of lower sand silica and high protein level, and that is carried out in the preparatory section. The seed is stored in the silo after pre-cleaning. The pre-cleaner removes all foreign matter like stems and small sticks, mud, dust, etc. Removal of refractions to the maximum extent possible is purely intention-driven and is the first basic step to produce a high-quality soybean meal. The seeds from the storage silo are fed to the preparatory section through elevator and conveyor for regular feeding to processing. They are then fed to the seed cleaners to ensure optimum separation of all foreign matter. The seed cleaning operation, while separating most of the foreign materials from the seed, does not fully separate the stone of the same size as the seeds. Separation of stones is very important to achieve below 0.5% level of sand and silica in final meal. Efficient destoner has been installed to separate these stones. The clean seeds are then cracked and fed to the dehulling section where hulls are separated from the cracked seeds. The dehulled cracked material is then fed to a vertical multi-stage cooker where they are properly cooked. The cooked meals are passed through a flaker and are converted into pellets through expander. The prepared raw material from the preparatory section finds its way to the solvent extraction plant for oil extraction. The oil from this section is pumped into the crude oil holding section of the refinery zone. The extracted meal is then conveyed to the desolventizer cum toaster, wherein it is cooked in steam, toasted and conditioned to the intermediate product having optimum balance of chemical parameters pertaining to destruction of anti-nutritional factors and improvement in protein solubility and amino acid